You may have heard that software has infinite scalability. But what does that mean? What is scalability? If you ask an economist, they will use a graph like this to explain. Economists have a picture in mind where the per unit cost of producing something changes as you produce more things. So, if the per unit cost goes down as you produce more units, economists use the term economies of scale, which is shown with the green curve here. On the other hand, if a company is on the orange curve, its cost to serve every additional user goes up as the number of users increases. Therefore, a company on the orange curve cannot grow larger beyond the point where it starts becoming unprofitable to serve more customers. So economists call companies on the green curve and on the blue line scalable. In this view, a retailer like Walmart that operates on the green curve is a scalable business. But this is not what VCs mean when they use the term scalability. In the VC world, scalability means two things: speed and replication. Speed is critical in the VC world. As I explained in the second course of this specialization, most VC funds have a 10-year life cycle. It is a structure where the fund must exit each investment it makes within 7 to 8 years of making the investment. And the VC power law implies that an investment can only be made in a potential home run opportunity. Therefore, a business that does not have the potential to grow rapidly and become a home run within 7 to 8 years does not fit the VC business model. It is not scalable in the VC language. Therefore, many VCs will not consider a retail chain like Walmart to be scalable because the speed of growth will not be fast enough to fit the VC business model. The second meaning of scalability in the VC world is the idea of replication. That is, whether you have figured out how to replicate not just your product, but also your core business unit so that you can serve many more customers. For example, take McDonald's. The first order of replication at McDonald's was the speedy service system invented by the McDonald brothers, which allowed a store to replicate burgers and fries with precision. This made their food a product. Each burger became the same as any other. The second order of replication at McDonald's was their franchisee system, which was invented by Ray Kroc and which made each store a product. Each store became the same as any other. When VCs say scalable, they often mean this second order of replication. The key question for the VC is, have you figured out how to make your core business unit replicable? Have you discovered the processes needed? Have you made hiring, training, retention, and management replicable? Because this second order of replication is again closely related to how fast you can grow. If you can make your core business unit a product as well, your business then becomes a machine that replicates business units, which then replicate the final product that customers use. Replication is much easier for SaaS startups than for most other startups because software fundamentally is just text. It's trivial to replicate text. To serve more users, most of the work a software startup needs to do involves information, making entries in a database, copying code, adding tables, setting up more servers, training new users, etc. Compare this to a retail chain like Walmart. To serve more users, they would need to buy or lease land, construct new buildings, set up new supply chains, buy and move millions of dollars of inventory, and much more. Replication is even easier for SaaS startups if the software is cloud hosted and not on the premises. Because on the cloud, even setting up new servers is done through code, without the need to ever buy, build, or set up a physical server. For example, think about how Gmail or Dropbox add a new user. A new user for Gmail or Dropbox is just another row in a database. There is almost no additional effort that these companies need to make to serve an additional user. In the language of economics, Gmail, Dropbox, and similar self-serve SaaS companies have zero marginal costs. This just means that the cost of serving an additional user, a marginal user, is zero. This is what infinite scalability means. It is this idea of a business that itself is a machine, which onboards users by itself, serves them without any human effort, supports them automatically, collects money by itself, and then also seeks referrals so it can keep growing automatically. Many self-serve SaaS companies that don't require customization or excessive user training are infinitely scalable. If you have understood the power law of VC returns, you should be able to appreciate why VCs would love a business that is infinitely scalable. Infinite scalability is borne out by the ridiculously high market share that some SaaS companies have. For example, QuickBooks has 62% market share of all accounting software in the US. Compare this to Walmart's 9.5% market share of all retail in the US. Therefore, SaaS startups often receive VC investment even if they operate in small markets, because infinite scalability implies that there is nothing stopping them from achieving a very high market share. Even 100% market share is possible, especially if network effects kick in to make your product better as it grows bigger. Summarizing our discussion from the previous videos, there are 5 reasons why VCs love the SaaS game. The first is recurring revenue, which makes SaaS businesses more predictable, easier to model, easier to reach break-even, which then gets them higher valuation multiples than other businesses. The second reason is that SaaS is an evergreen opportunity, so timing the market is less important for SaaS entrepreneurs than others. This means there is less timing risk in backing strong product teams in SaaS than in other businesses. The third reason is defensibility. SaaS is a highly defensible business model with many dimensions of defensibility, including different kinds of network effects. And if any network effect becomes important in a SaaS, it can become winner takes most, which can give excellent returns to a VC who invested early. The fourth reason is that SaaS businesses have very high gross margins, usually 70% and sometimes even more than 90%. This makes SaaS businesses cash printing machines if the founders execute even moderately well. The fifth reason is infinite scalability. Many SaaS businesses have the potential to grow to capture the entire global market in a category.
Hey there, I'm KJ Saxena, founder of Relentless VC. The video you just watched is part of the Venture Capital and Entrepreneurship Specialization, which is available absolutely for free on relentless.ventures. Go check it out. If you're a tech startup founder and want to raise money from us, you should apply on our website. Lastly, if you like this video, do subscribe and share it with your friends.